Being just a woman is complex and all-encompassing, let alone when you have to be deliberate about becoming a whole woman. She's both soft and powerful, practical and spiritual. Describe her as purposeful and resourceful because that's what she reflects in her career, her pursuits, character, and her relationships. And this is not just about the way she deals with the men, it's about the way she handles her family, her friends, co-workers, and even frenemies. In essence, her life is about the way she adds value to her person, which eventually spirals into impact on the people at large. I think we all have to agree that her person is the most important figure in this picture, because nobody can make any meaningful impact, be you man or woman, if you have not discovered your purpose and thoroughly worked on yourself to bring out the best in you. Purpose comes with a drive. It comes with ideas, visions, valid dreams, and it influences almost every decision that you take from that moment onwards. It pushes you to go get that degree. It pushes you to pray because you realize that you alone is never sufficient. It makes you to learn that new skill. And we cannot overemphasize the importance of developing character and virtue while you do all this. Because we have seen certificates qualify people for certain offices, and their character and virtue disqualify them for the same office. The whole woman realizes that there are volumes of books to read and gain knowledge. She is very likely to love traveling because it broadens the scope of her knowledge, making her exposed to new cultures, beliefs, and giving her an understanding of how the government in various places function. For me personally, the first time I learnt about Ofada rice, I was on my way for a conference in Ogun State, Nigeria, and I had made a commitment to myself earlier in that year that each time I was going to a new environment, I would take out few minutes, read about the place, and know what to expect. And in that way, learn new things about the place too. Sometimes when I'm seeing a movie, I jot down things that strike me about the setting of the place where the movie was shot. And my goal is just to gain knowledge on a vast range of topics, so I'll be able to connect, interact, and relate with people, regardless of who you are or where you are coming from. However, till date, I still know little or nothing about soccer, and I actually make deliberate effort to know better by doing research to understand the meaning of certain terms in soccer and come out to watch every match that Nigeria is part of. But soccer still just refuses to stick anyway. Being a better person can really be expensive because you must be willing to buy those books that will change your life forever, to pay and learn a new skill, to do a course online, and some days it will really be tiring because you will need to push yourself out of your comfort zone to exercise and even stay in shape, because that's part of what we are talking about. Being the very best version of yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Realize that over time, it is what you have become that you give back to the people around you. I have said this before and I'll say it again. You cannot add value to the life of anybody unless you are valuable. If you have not spent time and resources working on yourself, there are zero chances that you will be able to make meaningful impact on the life of another, unless you plan to do that from an angle of regret. The whole woman encourages others to put in their best into whatever they do. And it's important for love to be a guiding light in the way she relates with people. At least I learned from my Bible that you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. So automatically, the way I love myself becomes a prototype for how I love every other person around me. Nobody hopes to become a dropout. And so when I see somebody around me who is making plans to do that, and I sincerely love the person, I try to see how I can spare a little of my time to talk to that person and know if he or she will have a change of heart. And nobody hopes to have hard labor. Nobody wishes herself failures or injuries. And so when I begin to love my neighbor as myself, I don't wish her such too. I become somebody's confidant, a motivator, and somebody's peace. Love drives me to visit the orphanage homes, to volunteer for a good cause, to share my knowledge for another to become more knowledgeable, to preach the gospel of Christ, and to take a little out of my complete 3-square meal just to see that somebody out there has at least one to boast of. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole woman takes responsibility for doing the creative best that she can with her life and transmits it to other people around her. She's a girl with a mind to do great things, the woman with an attitude, and the lady with a class. She's in essence a gift to the world, and those are the kind of women you are to surround yourself with. Thank you.